Emotional support is important. Emotional support is important.
Hal loves being antagonistic. Just ignore him when he's mouthing off. Don't let him get under your skin.
I dare you to release me and say that to my face!
The Abyss contamination is back. See those torches over there? Those are the Sacred Flame offshoots that we requested from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame.
Are you saying that the Sacred Flame and the Turnfire are the same thing?
Well, for ceremonial purposes, at least. Sending someone to the Night Kingdom to retrieve the legendary Turnfire is...
Gotcha! So basically, we just need to clean up the filth with the Sacred Flame.
Well, that's one part of it, yes. But the complete ceremony is a bit more complicated than that. First, the flame bearer must collect a kindling of the sacred flame. Then, they must go down into the canyon, all the way into the cave. The most skilled flame bearers can accomplish all of this without touching the ground once.
Wow! He can do all that flying without ever falling to the ground? Well, of course Paimon can. It'd be much harder for you guys.
Well, don't worry. It's not a requirement of the ceremony. The flame bearer must always keep moving forward. You can't skip a pillar, then come back to it after lighting the next.
So, what actually happens if...
If you're not careful, you might get burned.
What about today, then? Does the...
Oh, no. Don't worry. Today is just a practice. Are you ready? I'll repeat all the key points again. Gather the kindling. Cleanse the...
All right, let's use this kindling to complete our mission. There's abyssal filth over there. Let's burn it away with the sacred flame.
You really are a one-trick pony, you know. Adventure time! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Don't be scared.
I got him cornered!
Trinidad.
I knew I was right about you. If there was an ancient name for outstanding flame bearers,
Yeah, although it would probably take Paimon quite a bit longer.
all
Oh, you mean they've still got us?
some of them are still hoping we can come to an agreement with Kanich, but still, I'm the one responsible for securing a flame bearer.
Just for Paimon's own peace of mind.
See that place over there? There was a time, long before the age of Burkina and the Mountain King, when, after a period of upheaval, our ancestors were forced to move away. If we failed to keep the threat posed by the Mountain King at bay, So, to answer your question, I think everyone will agree.
Fair enough. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I'll need you to drop by my place at some point before.
Okay, see you later then.
You have my gratitude.
We've helped out with a lot of other local festivals before, but this one feels a little different.
Are you running away?
Traveler? Paimon?
Kanich! Fancy meeting you here. We've had
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accepted a proposal from Elder Trinidad.
Oh, the Turnfire Knight, you mean?
Chill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know. And I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you. His true intention is to resolve the Mountain King problem once and for all.
Once and for all? You mean this'll be the last Turnfire Knight ever?
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night Kingdom.
To the Night Kingdom?
To his death.
Whoa, 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 are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations like that. I think
Too blunt? Okay. I'll phrase it more gently. There is potentially a
that's ridiculous. He told us the Mountain King is a living symbol of your tribe's glory.
And that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
She likely won't be the last to lose her life either.
Still, is killing the Mountain King really the only way?
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that it has consumed him entirely, and the damage is irreversible. That evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. In past ceremonies, we've only purged around half of the abyssal power. This was to strike a balance.
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge.
Then it sounds like you'll know for sure soon enough.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. But would you have time to visit the chief after your meeting with Elder Trinidad? I'd like to make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. I'm sure you have plenty of other questions, but we can talk more later. Good. See you soon.
Ah, mighty Outlanders.
It was,
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name.
plus, Kanish doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times. One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can.
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the Flame Bearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal energy. That's the only... But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the abyss. With your help, I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyss.
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence in yourself. If that's all you really need to know, the ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you when we're ready. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement, and if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there.
So now we have extra errands to run?
Just a humble. I'll be sticking around for the next few days.
Seems like Kanish was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
Huh. You're here.
Kanish, Elder Trinidad said that...
I can tell. It's written on your faces.
Is that the Traveler in Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival.
Hello, Chief Waina.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over for a quick chat. I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. However, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure the Mountain King's safety. Every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From Yupanqui the Firebringer, to Burkina and the Mountain King who fought against the Abyss. This is our history and our heritage. To kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration. Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter.
Running away won't solve anything. You just need some time to think this through, that's all.
Thank you both. There are still 3 days.
So, Kanish, earlier you were saying that...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get some air after this.
Whoosh! No one can catch me.
you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the Flame Bearer this time, because it's...
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, an exceptional price must be paid. I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear it!
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to ask me?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right, we need...
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I
You got him a teacher? Anyway, moving on. When we ran into a house, he said you two were investigating some abyss thing together.
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the Abyss too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space. I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts.
So,
if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside, he'd be able to continue living, but without posing a threat to the tribe.
whoa, that sounds kinda crazy.
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, a prolonged period inside the rift could make the Mountain King's condition worse. Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive.
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture and heritage.
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, and he has every right to take that view. It's what no one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume we go with your plan. How do you actually intend to find one of these beastly rifts? Because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way. You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but it just feels like using the power of the Abyss for our own ends isn't gonna end well. After all, the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place.
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when Yupanqui, the Firebringer, stole the Turnfire, the Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point.
All right. So what's this deal you wanted to make with us?
All I need you to do is keep people away from me. I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the Flame Bearer. I can't afford to waste all my energy dealing with them. If you help me out, there'll be a gift for you in return.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone comes to terms with the fact that we have a new Flame Bearer. That way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can focus on finding a way to summon the Beastly Rift. Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll move the Mountain King into his new home.
Still sounds pretty crazy. Even for a daredevil like you, that's dangerous. And even if it works, what if neither Chief Wyna nor Elder Trinidad are happy with it?
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue, leaving only me on the opposing side. The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
For sure. And who knows, maybe we'll come up with an even better solution to all of this in the next couple of days.
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever you can. Good luck to us both. I'm not the friend to come to.
Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribe's people and take some heat off of Kenichi's back.
He's closer to the east, after all.
Pony, how can you call the mountain?
Because he hurt a lot of people.
But it wasn't on purpose.
That's true.
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick?
Toba, Huni, what's wrong?
Pony's saying nasty things about the Mountain King. It's not.
Once upon a time, maybe. But not...
Yesterday, maybe, but not anymore.
Toba? Fine. As of today, our friendship is over. Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. The Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night.
What? Really?
So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at climbing cliffs.
Wait. Speaking of Kenich,
Oh yeah, good question. We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy. He'll be sure to give you both a piece of his mind.
no, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to him before.
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look for the baby Saurians with you. All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Pai, Dad just really misses Nana. And I was really upset that she's gone, too.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way.
That's more like it. Now you're best friends again. Guess so. Toba, if I ever, I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks... Come on, let's move on. Huh? What's going on over there? Hey there! What's happening here?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Paimon wants to learn too!
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh?
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an emergency ceremony. This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders, it might even be a little dangerous.
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually gonna be an outsider?
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in person. What? Oh, it's you? It's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flame Bearer since...
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night?
You must be joking. Watch this. Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better-looking guys who dances beneath the pillars of the sacred flame.
Oh, very impressive.
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent.
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah, it's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the canopy knows, wherever you are and wherever you go, the only way is forwards. I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test. Find a decent quality relic, and they'll make me a member.
What's the Saurian Relics Association?
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that his Saurian buddy comes from that time.
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient Saurian civilization?
Oh, yeah, him. So you know those two already, huh? Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they...
Really?
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a Saurian and a human involved.
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it, but after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. Or... You look like you know your way.
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be...
Wait, you're serious?
Come on, it's no big deal.
Pyro Archon above. You two have hearts of gold, you know that? Of course it is.
Are you running away?
There it is. It's inside these ruins. As you can see.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago. This could get dangerous.
Great minds think alike.
You, Blade, you're up! Nice and spicy. Eat this!
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
Oh, glory! Dead for Blade and Dragon! Stay put! Out of frying pan, into the fire!
Locked up! Tja. Tja.
That should be the last of them. It's a good thing Tiago had the sense to stay in... Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like a mural. True. Now that you mention it, most ancient mural... It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian. Whatever. That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago.
Ugh, worthless pile of garbage.
Stop yapping, just take it or leave it.
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche. And I thought my luck was...
Oh, I put blood, sweat, and tears into that, and now I've got nothing to show for it.
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Hey, Ponche, come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame...
Wait, are you...
Huh?
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong.
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you, sir. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are on.
Really?
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe.
I spent years of my life researching that book. On the word Malipo alone,
It was an unparalleled.
and now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk.
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student.
See what I mean, Ponche?
I don't know if he's still there, but hey, you.
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get Oh, what's... Eat dirt, suckers!
Hey, he's trying to get away! You good?
Stop, please! Please.
Oh, yeah? Well, you threw it away.
The old bum's bag didn't have a single All that time lying in... The same place you found me! Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth.
Okay, what do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic, this holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in This appears to suggest the existence of some Yupanki's Turnfire. Let me see, the author...
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahula Howell.
Do you truly find no joy at all in...
Joy? What joy is there?
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name...
What? You're saying when? When will?
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you?
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares.
You don't need to lecture me about all civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdom, but from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcend. And you, great Kahul Ahau, are one such speck of dust. Now,
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your manuscript anywhere.
Does that mean
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might.
the whole reason I worked so hard to get it? Well, not exactly. But
Oh, really?
I think the key to all of this.
Ponche, you know as well as anyone that ain't.
You're right. But Malipo may be a special case.
Yeah, I remember that story. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that stuff.
I'm not talking about childhood.
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo at the... If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who live...
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of...
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious It began with the first Pyro Archon.
Hey?
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kinich.
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support another.
Kinich, what are you doing here?
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up.
Kinich! I'm onto some...
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of...
I'll be there, Ponche. Let's go. Here will do. Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If that works, we have our...
Sounds like you're
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet.
yet. Are you saying
I think it's possible, based on something I know about the War 500. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments, Burkina made the fateful decision to not fight back. Maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him, and more valuable to the tribe. Either way, I can believe the Turnfire was involved. Whether you think his sacrifice triggered it, or his fate was sealed from the...
how can you drop these truth bombs?
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable version of events. The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering, and feels great shame.
What? Then
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only practical solution. The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters, and we can't afford to have any more.
ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain. Can
Then let's break for the day. You're here.
oh, so very well. Kenichi, didn't you say you found him a teacher?
Hey! No one gets to discipline the...
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured companion like Paimon to compare against.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, I see what I'm missing out on now. And it's a lot.
Kenichi! We could... Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body! I will...
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business. Once we've opened the beastly rift, you're welcome to toss a How in there for a couple of days.
With pleasure. You don't need to ask twice.
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyssal energy. The Rift Towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're here, we take them out and claim the rift for ourselves. You'll find out soon enough. They'll tear you to pieces given half the chance, so be careful.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Nice and spicy. You're toast. Hey, go away. Ha! Hit! Ta!
Everybody stand back!
I'm the fry pan. It's the Uh-oh. Are there even bigger ones on the way?
You see, Kenichi? I'm a man of my word.
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next phase. Cliché, I know. The hero's trusted part.
Huh? Angel?
Huh? Huh? What are you two doing here? Oh, Miss...
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking for intel on the Abyss Order, so I thought he might be of use to you. But it looks like you've already met.
frosty reception. Gotta say, I kinda pictured this moment going a little differently. Tears of joy welling up in your eyes as you say the words, "It's good to see you again, old friend."
Don't be ridiculous. Sounds like you've been reading too many romance novels.
There we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever.
Sanka! Aha! So you're a glasses guy! You tricked Huni and Toba into telling you a bunch of stories!
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label. It's what...
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start acting like a wise guy?
I'll pass. I do rather like you, as I've said before, but...
Wait. Of course! You're the one behind all the recent Abyss activity!
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. My interests are far more low stakes. I spend my time digging for truth in ancient doodads and books. You really think a benchwarmer like me is capable of more than that?
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events. Just happens to be in the area. So, I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him to do some... historical research.
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hack. That would have given me some more time to study the great Kahula How. But now I've run into you, which is just my luck. Wait, does that count? Let me think.
How? You are the worst of the worst! Colluding with the Abyss Order against Kinich?
There is no betrayal. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How is a...
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even a match.
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than effective, Mr. Enjo.
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab is...
The abysmal disorder would suit you better. Kanish! Dispose of him! He is of no further use to us!
Traveler?
You see, this is why I like you. Still, I could never beat you in a straight-up fight. Do me a favor, and remember how fast I disappear. Maybe then you'll show me a little respect next time.
Darn! He got away again! Couldn't you have stopped him?
It's alright. He's not worth our time and energy. Besides, it seems like he's in debt to a lot of people.
If you say so.
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Whether you call it think of it like apples that have fallen from a tree. If you tasted even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before it's fully
Well, in that specific sense, maybe Enjo's not such a bad apple.
Of course! Only the...
Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway?
Don't worry, he can't hurt a fly. You could say that.
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts might come with a terrible cost attached.
Such as a how, what...
Vulture! Vulture!
Let's pick this up another time. It's getting kinda late. You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead. Tomorrow's Turnfire night.
Oh yeah. Hearing you lay it out like that is...
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. See you tomorrow.
Ah, at long last, you're back. I hear you've done much for our people. These many young people have heard the rumors, too. They're all eager to meet our new...
Well, they won't have to wait for long. We really hope we can resolve the Mountain King situation quickly and smoothly.
Well, it's nearly time. Of course, there's no rush. I can wait. Are you ready?
Off we go!
Here we are.
Our honored guests have arrived. I have heard much about your fine work over the past few
Don't worry about it. Getting this huge venue ready must have been a huge task.
Oh, if it means getting the Mountain King issue resolved, nope.
A resolution will come in due course.
No one would disagree with you if that were possible, Chief. Look around you. Can't you?
The ceremony was arranged on short notice. Many are away from home and can...
That may be so.
Good evening, Traveler in Paimon.
Kanichi! Not a moment too soon.
Chief Wayna, Elder Trinidad, could you give us a minute? I'd like to give the Traveler a few pointers as the previous Flame Bearer.
Very well. But make it quick.
Let's step to the side. Has anyone gone over the key steps of the ceremony with you yet?
Yeah, Elder Trinidad did, but
What a surprise! The flying ant has an ant.
If you don't want your tongue to be burned off by the sacred flame tonight, I suggest you stay quiet. See those sacred flame pillars? Once you've lit the fire, go light each one up in turn. Once that's done, head down into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, light the braziers along the way, then bring the flame to the final altar. Then the ceremony is complete.
that sounds simple enough.
The process isn't complicated, but remember, you mustn't turn back at any point. If you miss a pillar, you can't light the next one, then come back to it. You have to keep moving forward, or it's seen as disrespecting our ancestors. I made you a diagram that summarizes the steps. Take a look.
So that's our part.
I'll be with you the whole way, and once you've lit the altar, I'll start summoning the rift. You can leave that side of things to me. Just focus on your part.
Okay, we'll try to remember all that and get it right the first time.
Ready when you are. But I think I saw Huni and the others just now. Maybe just tell the chief when you're ready.
Oh, Miss Traveler, you look so pretty today. You're gonna make sure the Mountain King never threatens us again, right? I believe in you. I'll be cheering you on the whole time.
How are you doing? I'm counting on you. By past fuel and present flame, my brothers and sisters.
Nicely done. Off to a good start. Great stuff. You're over halfway. Keep it up. Impressive. Just one more to go. Come on, one last push. The final sacred flame pillar is up ahead. Great. All the pillars are alight. Next, it's down into the canyon and head for the Mountain King's cave. Almost there. The cave is just up ahead. The Abyss presence is growing strong. We should deal with the contamination first. There's the altar of the sacred flame. Remember, light up the torches around it first.
Woohoo! We've lit up the final altar! That's the Mountain King up ahead, right?
That's him. Kangamato, king of the Yumkasaurs from 500 years ago.
Paimon can tell. He is huge. Look!
You've made it at last. You did even better than I expected.
Traveler, now comes the final and most important step of the ceremony. Please use the power of the sacred flame.
There's no need this time.
Such strong abyssal power. What is that thing? Kinich, what is the meaning of this?
Is that a beastly rift?
Chief Huayna, Elder Trinidad. This
What do you think you're doing?
solving the Mountain King issue.
You mean by having him torn to...
No, stop!
Fool foolish, Locust! Ugh, can't you see? We're trying to shove you.
But
I'm sorry, Chief Wyna and Elder Trinidad.
can you promise me that no harm will come to the Mountain King?
I can't guarantee it, but I'm fairly confident.
Traveler, this is not what we agreed on. You must cleanse the Mountain King of every last trace of abyssal contamination. Okay,
Ugh, you imbecile! What have you...
Oh no!
You forced my hand. I had...
Elder Trinidad!
No, the Mountain King is waking up. He will
Everyone, out!
Well, it seems there... Take me, oh Mountain King! Take...
Everyone's still outside. We have to keep the Mountain King here. Give me a hand.
Up to it, Monsai!
Watch out for the fruits he's spitting out. I can use those against him. That's it!
Now you shall perish! Witness the power of Guhua, body and mind.
You play!
Congratulations!
What do we do? We can't open the rift!
Kill me! Put an end to Whitesetlawn's shame!
By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on.
Oh, Burkina, I must atone.
Patience. We will answer to the fire for all our deeds. Even if one day I fall behind, never look back. Keep moving forward, as we are now.
Live with your guilt and shame. This is the price to pay.
Heir to the Turnfire, please use my ruined vessel to train the heroes of the future. The will of Kongamato will march ever on, till the abyss is stamped out.
Pretty eventful day yesterday, huh? Paimon wonders how things are doing now. Let's go ask the chief!
Traveler, you've come at just the right time. Trinidad's condition is stabilized. He suffered burns on much of his body, but
Guess that's the best news we could hope for. Paimon has to ask.
we're simply not afraid to charge ahead into the unknown. He's fine. Don't worry. He's gone to check on the Mountain King. Something most mysterious. After the incident yesterday, a transparent shell is formed around the Mountain King's body. It is somewhat akin to a scab, in that it stops the abyssal energy within him from bleeding out, while also preventing further abyssal energy. We've never seen anything like it. The tribe's most senior elders believe it was caused when he was burned by the sacred. I think their theory makes sense. After all, we've never thrown the Mountain King directly into the sacred flame before.
Wow. So it's made a barrier against abyssal energy?
It's practically a miracle from what we've seen of it so far. It means that the Mountain King's level of abyssal energy is now stable.
Wow. That's amazing!
I know what you're thinking. The young people in the tribe are already speculating that yesterday's ceremony was a Turnfire night like none other in our history. Because you and Kinich, you summoned the very flame that appears in our ancient legends. And that fire is what saved the Mountain King.
Whoa! So that was the real Turnfire?
I may be the chief of this tribe, but I've only ever... If anyone can answer it, I suspect it would be the bearer of the Malipo name.
Ah, so Kinich then. Why don't we go see how he's doing? Hey, Kinich!
Hey yourselves. You two doing okay after yesterday?
We were gonna ask you the same question. You scared Paimon half to death when you rushed into the fire.
Sorry, I couldn't just stand and watch the Mountain King get burned alive.
So you thought you'd try and extinguish the sacred flame with Dendro?
The sacred flame only possesses a fraction of the Pyro Archon's power.
Kinich, when you went into the flames, were you intending to...
Intending to what? Sacrifice myself? Of course not. But now I'm curious. What made you think I was going to sacrifice myself?
Well, because everyone's saying the Turnfire is what saved the king last night. And Ponche's theory was that summoning the Turnfire is a tit-for-tat exchange, right?
So you've heard that rumor too. I'm afraid I can't say for sure. What happened yesterday was a first for me too.
Well, even if you don't know, there's probably no one in the world who does.
What I would say is, if that really was the power of the Turnfire, I'd sooner believe that the Mountain King summoned it himself.
The Mountain King? Then what price did he pay?
The core meaning of price is not atonement or compensation, but what you're willing to give up in order to obtain what you want. It's easy to die for your sins. Much harder to live with the guilt and keep on going. In the end, the Mountain King chose the latter option.
Alright, so how is the Mountain King doing now?
Health-wise, there's nothing to worry about. He'll enter a fighting stance whenever we set foot in his territory. But his attacks are gentler now and not as crazed as before. Like he said yesterday, he just intends to be a sparring partner for people to practice with. Yeah, I tried communicating with him again, but he didn't respond.
We dare say that its body remains fighting fit thanks to the perverse power.
But we saw him come back to his senses yesterday.
That was merely one last burst of brain activity before it croaked.
Oh, come on! Stop being so... That's why he doesn't have time to chat with us.
Well, at least it means my fellow tribespeople can move forward now, too.
Yeah, that's right. You caught Enjo for us, remember?
But he ended up being completely useless.
That's on him. It's not your fault he's useless.
Friends? But your friendship is an even more valuable gift. I can't in good conscience accept it for free. So, promise me, if you need anything in the future, you'll come to me. For you, I'll do anything.
So, in the end, only poor little Huni got the sad ending?
Yeah, everyone's happy except me. Pony. It'll be Toba. You're my friend. Huh?
Now hold your horse. Okay, before you roll your eyes out of your skull, I promise you can. All right, I'll just get to the point.
What?
You're extreme.
Huh?
On my first day here, I got. It's a dangerous sport, to be sure, but the.
Oh, such a.
Of course. Anyway, the good time. In the hands of the enemy, I was scorned. Why does Uncle Sanka? Oh, but in the end, I made it through. And I left all of those painful memories in the past.
The moral of the story.
Very smart, Huni, but not quite smart enough. What I'm trying to tell you is that after I reunited with my friend, I found her injuries were all healed. She's right behind you.
Another trick about not turning back? I'm not falling for that one again. Huh? Just what will we come across this time?
Witness my magnificence! Let's light it up!
I got him cornered!
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete. Ad Astra.
There have been many poorly written applications lately. I guess I'll just have to reject them all.